We are going. So I'm joined here with legendary professional wrestler, educator, author, WWE Hall of Famer, Tito Santana. How's it going, sir?
It's going good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, and Hall of Famer, that's a big achievement, especially for WWE.
Yes, it was probably one of the best moments in my wrestling career when I got inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2004.
And that was Shawn Michaels who inducted you?
It was Shawn Michaels, yeah.
That was such like a beautiful moment for pro wrestling to just, these achievements by these wrestlers we celebrated with the Hall of Fame. Would you have wanted that moment any differently than it was?
No, as a matter of fact, when I left the WWE in 1993, and I really didn't have a lot to do with wrestling for quite a while. So when I came back in 2004, I realized just how much it had grown, and I was just so proud to be inducted into the Hall of Fame and to be part of the WWE.
I like how you mentioned that it was growing. Do you see that today with modern wrestlers? Has the product grown? Is it something that you're proud to see evolving?
Well, I don't watch the modern wrestlers, but I was part of a Saturday Night Main Event, and the product is as big as it's ever been,
Yeah.
and bigger now. I mean, they've expanded to I don't know how many more different countries. They're on Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I don't know what other sport or entertainment is doing more business than professional wrestling at the moment.
Yeah. And you're from the you were actually from the rock and wrestling age up into the new generation age. Was there between that time like a big transitional period happening behind the scenes?
Well, I know when I left in '93, pretty much I was one of the last ones to leave. Hogan was gone. The only one that was still there was Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. Pretty much everybody else was new stars that they had created. It was making a turn, and they were creating new stars in the early '90s.
And you still are. You're a workaholic, man. You worked the first 9 WrestleMania events, I should say. Even putting on the first ever match in the first WrestleMania. Did you know how special or big of a moment that would be to you in your career?
No, as a matter of fact, you're a wrestling fan, so you know the stories. Me and Greg Valentine had the hottest feuds in professional wrestling at the moment. And when I find out I'm going to be the opening match in WrestleMania 1, I was pretty disappointed because I thought we should have been one of the main bouts. But I could understand if I would have wrestled Greg, it would have eliminated a whole round because we used to have the same match in every city all over the country.
Yeah.
And it would have taken away from our feud. All they did was put me in, and I was pretty upset until right before I went through the curtains. Vince McMahon came and told me, he said, the reason you're on first is because you need to get the people off their ass. So I believe that you can do it. You're going to set the tempo for the night. And that gave me a completely different outlook. And I went and I did the job. And, now it's a question, that'll be there forever. Who was the first match on WrestleMania 1? And
There's the answer sitting right in front of me.
I'll be, I'm edged in history now.
Yeah, and it's an important history. You were with these larger than life figures like Andre the Giant. Like that's crazy to me as a modern wrestling fan that you just were with these people. Do you have any crazy untold road stories with some of those people like Andre or maybe Greg?
Well, I just remember Andre the Giant was bigger than life. I mean, we wrestled in Japan, and we flew to Hawaii, and my girlfriend at the time, we were not married yet, was living in Hawaii, And Andre, we went out with Andre pretty much everywhere all night, and a cab driver picked us up. It was a little Oriental cab driver, and me and my wife got in the back seat, and then he didn't realize how big Andre was. Andre got in the car, and the car just went sideways, and the little Oriental guy was saying, "No, no, get out, get out! You know, flat tire, flat tire." That was my wife and I were laughing in the back seat.
My final question for you: what does life look like for you now that wrestling's been over?
Well, I was lucky enough to have a second career. I was a school teacher for 26 years, and come June, it'll be 2 years that I'm retired. We also, my wife opened up a hair salon that we had for 25 years, and we got rid of that. So we're both retired, and the only thing that I enjoy doing now is getting up whenever I want to get up.
Yeah.
But when I get up, I go and I get a workout in, and I enjoy doing these events and meeting the wrestling fans because they remind me of a lot of stuff that happened to me in my career, and it's important to me. The wrestling fans are without the wrestling fans, none of us would be anybody. You know?
Yeah.
We need the wrestling fans.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. It is very much appreciated.